This is Shaun Sport in podcast form.
The Australian women's cricket team have retained the Ashes, so they can't be beaten. So, Nathan, with the Ashes series, you've got to win it outright. And if you're the team behind who does not have the Ashes, but if you're the team who currently holds the title, then all you have to do is draw the series. And so far, Australia can't be beaten, so they retain the Ashes. Last night, though, it was a one-day international where the Aussies posted a great total of nearly 300, but in the last over, the England needed to make 15 runs, I think it was, and they got
14.
Didn't they? They got 12.
12, yeah, right.
Can I just ask a question about the Ashes?
Yes,
So
sir.
the Ashes are ashes from what?
Stumps that were or bales that were burnt.
Yeah.
Stumps.
Okay, so when the guys are playing for the Ashes,
Yes.
is it a ladies' Ashes and a men's Ashes?
Yes.
Or is it
Yes.
No.
so?
I mean, as
What's the
in
deal?
the Ashes are really, it's what the
I know
men
the real
play for
Ashes.
in the tiny little urn,
Yep.
right?
So what do the women play for?
No, they just burnt
It's a
some stumps, a
trophy.
couple of bras a few months
Oh,
ago.
so it's just like a
It's just an ashtray.
like a fish fillet that's been burnt into
Yes, that's right.
just into powder. So it's an
It's
overcooked
called
meal.
the Ashes.
Yeah, it's more just a
meal.
trophy, I think. Yeah, than actual ashes.
Well, that's unfair because they're not really paying for the Ashes, are they?
Well, we got to call it something, because everything has to be equal.
Okay.
Okay. So
It
anyway,
is weird
Australia-
though because they play that women's Ashes. So the men's Ashes, it's just the best of 5 Test matches, right?
Yes.
The women's Ashes, they play one day and Test match and
Yeah, they play
it's a-
2020s now.
Yeah, it's a
and then
combination
they play,
of
one days, and they only
all
play the one
formats.
test.
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it is very weird. So our Australian women have been able to keep that. Elise
done.
Perry hit 41. Alana King, she was named Player of the Match in this game, and she took 3 wickets. She plays for our Perth Scorchers, which is great news as well. Okay, moving on to the Tour de France. You keep watching the Tour de France, and this happened year on year on year, and almost stage on stage. The guys are doing their best. They're going up mountains, or they're flying down hills, or
It's
they're
hot.
just going for it.
Yep.
They're doing 50Ks, 60Ks an hour, and morons keep getting in the way
Yes.
because they want to show their flag
It's
or their
so
support, or they
annoying.
want to do a sign
Yeah.
that the cameras see. And
I want
once
to
again,
punch
a
them.
massive stack.
So the selfie, someone took a selfie, yes, and that's what caused this massive stack.
Well, that's what they're saying, yes. But all the time, Nathan.
You know
the
what?
other day it was a sign.
But if only if that was timed really well, and to see a couple of people
Yeah.
flip in the air, that'd be a great selfie.
Would you post it though?
I think
they'd
I
hunt you
would.
down.
I think I would.
Because last year was the woman who held up the sign saying hello, grandma and grandpa. And then, that was early on as well. And she caused, she knocked people out of
Yeah.
it and
Yeah,
severe
yeah.
injuries. She was charged.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
good, Nat.
it's criminal what you're
So
doing
I
because
know-
the potential to hurt
Yeah.
somebody, with career-ending injuries is very high.
So I know it's really
They're
hard
such
to
dickheads.
police it because it's quite a long
it's the
race.
length of it, yeah.
But can they not
You would think
separate?
common sense would kick in,
Yeah,
but it
people
doesn't.
don't have that.
No, I know.
You would think so, Nathan. Can you separate them? No, because it's 217
and that's all the
kilometres.
thrill as well of being
Yeah.
able to be as close as you can.
Yeah, and
to
I think
them.
I think from a spectator point of
Yeah.
view, when we're watching it at home, we go, "It's great that
Yeah.
people are right
Yeah.
up close," but it's every
Yes.
third stage someone's
But-
getting in
Yeah,
the way.
I know.
I feel like it's one of the only sports where you can, if you choose to, really affect it.
can.
Like, you know what I mean? Like football, you can't get close to the action.
No.
Like normal motorsports, you can't get close to the action. The only thing you can get done in the football is take your gear off and show your doodle as you run across the oval.
Yeah.
Probably $15,000 fine.
But this here,
Yeah.
you can literally...
you can influence the outcome. So
Oh, straight out.
if there were Australian massive Jai Hindley fans, you
Yes,
just get up there and
yes.
push the others off.
Just long sticks into spokes, trying to get
Yeah.
that close.
100%, no. Good thinking.
the
Good
sound of
thinking.
the
Write
stick
that down,
going in the
everybody.
spoke, apparently.
And Rory McIlroy. Two things quickly. Rory McIlroy won the Scottish Open. The British Open starts this week, so that's
Yes.
that's the Wimbledon of golf. So everyone wants to win that. And finally, I don't know if anyone checks out Jack Robinson's Instagram, and this was going around on the World Surfing League
Your
Instagram as
boyfriend.
well. I
You
love Jack
him
Robinson.
so much,
But
yeah.
he's been underperforming in the last month. He come
It
off
doesn't
an
matter,
injury.
though.
Anyway,
you're in it for the long haul, though.
They're over at Jeffreys Bay in South Africa where we saw
Yeah.
Mick Fanning punch a shark.
Yes. Yeah.
So yesterday, when the guys were out free surfing, they had a big drone just doing the big footage. They followed a great white
It's
shark
amazing,
from
isn't it?
about 500 metres away, at least 500 metres away, and it went
He's
right
surfing
under
over the top of it, isn't he? Yeah.
surfers, and a guy was on his board with his legs in the water just
Yeah.
relaxing, and this shark
Unaware
was
that it's
metres
there.
away.
Yeah.
Metres away.
The photo's actually unbelievable.
God.
Sean, you've talked about the Wimbledon of golf, but you didn't talk about Wimbledon.
I was going to say...
How do you say onto that? That's big news.
Yeah.
It is. Carlos Alcaraz won his second title, Grand Slam title.
But he knocked
beating
off
Novak.
Djokovic.
Yeah.
That's the big news.
It's not about the winner,
like-
it's about the
that's
person that lost.
Yes, it's like it's the changing of the guard.
And it's
It is.
really
He's 20.
exciting because as we've seen, Novak really wants to get these titles, right?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, of course, why wouldn't you when you're that close to having an amazing statistic under your name? But it was the 24th. Is that right?
It would have been
Would
the
have been.
24th.
Would
yeah.
have 24th. So we know from, I think the last time, the 23rd, he had all of his team had customised tracksuits and stuff
Yes,
made
they
with
did.
Diamante 23.
Yes.
They all would have had that again.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
all would have
It's in
had
the
it.
bin.
Yeah.
And
It's
they
in
would
a
have
skip
slowly
out the back of
unzipped it
Wimbledon.
after the first set and then slowly zipped it back up.
Nathan, you know who's
What's
wearing
Topsy
those now?
doing?
The Wombles of Wimbledon.
Yeah.
So they're thrown out, and that's what they do. They recycle.
Throw it out.
Always great to have the big Pav in the house. Pav, you've come prepared today. You've just taken a few notes.
We were
actually.
just we were talking about Louis Vuitton off air because Nathan was talking about our fashion, and that just reminded me of Wimbledon. That's probably
Okay.
so I'll put Wimbledon
Great link.
down. It just
Yep.
reminded me of that. There's a bit to talk about. That's probably the point, Shaun. With all the sport across the weekend, we'll get to the AFL at some point, but
No, we don't have to.
no, we won't.
Take
But
us
there was
down
a
to
lot of-
take us down to Wimbledon.
But there was also Lauren's birthday yesterday, so there's lots to talk about. And,
Jeez.
Did you come
I felt
good?
the pressure yesterday.
Well, you should do
Oh.
because we know that you're doing quite well in life,
Yes.
and we know that you
we're in Country Road, not in
We're in Country Road.
I'm sure he had nothing to do with the
The
purchase.
Louis Vuitton of
Was
the
it a
Nick world.
significant birthday? Like a milestone?
Well,
or-
I had a significant one a couple of years ago.
Yes.
So
Yes.
maybe, 1983 America's Cup. Do the maths.
Sure.
We can't say
We
it, can
can't
we?
say
We
it, no.
can't
Right.
say it. Well, 40.
I
can't say
would
that
never
number.
come on radio and say 40.
No,
No.
we,
Ridiculous.
we
She
can't
looks
say that.
amazing.
She
Yeah.
does look very good.
So
And
what does one buy?
Lauren?
His beautiful wife on
Yeah.
a milestone birthday.
Yeah, well, so we did a watch. We got a brand new watch, which is probably the most indulgent, I would say, I've
it from
gone and we've
Country
gone.
Road?
It's from Country Road also. They do watches now.
It's a special spot.
It's a wall clock just strapped with some
special
Velcro.
It's the wristwatch and
Well-
salad bowl set.
Well, it was the watch and the knit. I got the knit, Lauren got the watch. No, and then what else do we get? Some shoes, and I think got some clothes as well. And then she's
Yes.
off to, it's a part of the present. She's off to America to see her brother and a friend.
Oh,
Her brother
amazing.
lives in New York, and she's her friend's in San Fran, and she's headed there later this year. So I guess that's probably part
Yeah,
of the
that's
present.
right.
But
Yeah.
a whole heap of experiences while she's over there. So some.
But Pav, you got to come good with a restaurant-y or a dinner or something to make it feel
Yeah.
special because we
On
all
the
get
day?
presents. We go, yeah, that's great, but yeah,
No,
we want
that's
the love
right.
coming. So did you do that kind of thing?
Well, I felt like I did, Shaun. Yeah, I mean, it's in her hands to decide whether or not. But I
Give us a call, Lauren,
Yeah,
13,
give us a
24,
call. No,
10.
I felt confident and felt happy in the end. But the other part was, I was working yesterday afternoon. We had school sport as well, so. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure if the day was
okay.
delivered
No, you
perfectly.
did
But
really well.
we had
Special as
lunch
it
on
could be.
Friday afternoon and dinner with the family
What brand was
Saturday.
that watch? You scooted past that.
No,
one,
we're going to keep
right?
moving on. We're not labelling.
Oh, it's
we're not-
fancy.
Cartier?
You might be around the mark.
Is it a Casio?
Nathan, you know it's going to be.
Calculator watch.
I was going to
Oh, that is special.
I mean, clearly.
Back in the day.
Well, happy
that's big
birthday,
news.
Lauren.
Yeah, happy
That's
birthday,
great.
Lauren. But Wimbledon, that was incredible last night. The king has been dethroned. Did you see the stat for those that were watching last night? Novak Djokovic going for another title at Wimbledon. He was 44 in a row. I think that was
Yes,
going for his
it's gonna be
45th
44.
fifth consecutive match on centre court he was going to win last night, which is
extraordinary.
It's incredible. It's incredible that anyone can win 7 in a row and win a Grand Slam.
Yeah.
He's done it 23 times. He's done it so consistently on that court, and he looked as though early in that match,
Yeah.
6-1.
Well, for most of us, we
Yeah.
watched the first set and then went to bed.
Yeah,
because
because
it's
it's
it was
over.
over. 6-1, this is done.
Well, that second set was incredible. I admit I fell asleep, but I sort of woke back up deep into that tie break, and it was epic second set.
If he wins that epic second set, which he was in front in that tie break,
It's match over, I think.
Yeah.
But this is the worst thing, though, because, 23, right? So he's 23?
Yeah.
So that's a great statistic.
He's won 23 Grand
It's
Slams.
amazing.
yeah.
But because in your head you said 24, he's always going to think, because you should be happy with 23.
Yeah. And
Well,
I mean, he's
got
still
another
playing.
opportunity.
Yeah.
He's still got years left
Yes.
on him. So he.
Oh
he
no,
could
I think
potentially-
I think this is it.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You're calling it.
I do.
I don't mind that
Carlos
comment.
I
has
don't know.
got his number.
I feel like, yeah, I just feel like this is it, and I feel like he knows it.
I think it's exciting to see the next big thing, and clearly Carlos Alcaraz is the next big thing.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
he's going to be the name that we're talking about in 10, 15 years' time.
Well, and it's funny, isn't it? Because you saw the number one seed next to his name all last night going, hang on a second, how can he be the number
Yeah.
one seed? And he's been so good over the last couple of years, won lots of tournaments,
Yeah.
been the one to beat almost everywhere except for the Grand Slams where Novak's been dominant. But he proved it last night.
didn't he?
Is the new king in town, and or the prince, as he had dethroned the king. And he was just incredible, just his tenacity to chase it down, exactly like Novak does. And, I think everyone's going to be talking about him for a long time.
Oh, mate.
Most
and I hear
definitely.
as well, sponsors are now lining up to get on his back. Country
you would.
Road is number one.
Can you imagine? Country
Just a
Road
soft knit.
sponsoring a Spanish tennis superstar. Look,
It
you know,
does
put
make
out
sense.
there. Well, maybe.
Yeah.
Hey, Spain has country roads.
They do. Pav, one of the big things this week, and that's going to be tomorrow night when Tottenham play West Ham.
Yeah, how good's this? And that's what a brand new stadium does, or it's not so brand new anymore, but a brilliant stadium does. You get some of the big names from overseas, English Premier League teams, Tottenham and West Ham. Yeah, looking forward to this one. Sean, are you going to head along and check it out? Are you?
No. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch it because we'll be able to see it on TV.
he's going to the Barbie movie.
It's-
Because if I was going to go to a soccer game, I would go in a corporate box and have a
And
few
be chopping
beers.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And be,
But because it's a working school night,
Yeah, you can't make the most of it. Yeah,
Making
sure.
your own way there, using your own fuel. No.
just
No.
sounds so
I
hard,
catch,
doesn't
I catch the bus into Optus regularly.
it? How regularly we're talking?
Do you?
Yeah. But
Yeah,
only
the
problem
stadium
is
bus goes down
when
the
you've had
bottom
a
of it.
skinful and you
Yeah.
get back on the bus and your team
Yeah.
hasn't, even if they have done well, God, it's a...
Well, last time
Not
I was
so
on the
good.
bus home from Optus Stadium, I was talking to Henry McManus all the way. Canning Bridge.
That would have been good fun.
It was.
That would have been.
Laugh a minute.
But that should be, I think it is close to a sellout. There might be a few more tickets there.
Yeah.
And a lot of the corporate boxes.
It's gonna
will
go
be-
off.
Yeah,
It'll
of
be
course.
good
It's
fun.
great.
So, Pav, on that, so our producer Amy went and stalked out Tottenham over the weekend.
Oh, yeah.
And she and her husband and family went along to the hotel. They
Dressed
were
in
just
their
trying
kit.
to get a glimpse at the players, possibly a photo, autograph, all that kind of stuff.
Harry Kane and
Yeah.
Can you think of anything that you would do that, or someone that you would go to the lengths of
Not
chasing
really.
down?
Because
I mean,
there's
other
nothing
than
no one
us,
for else
obviously.
either, and we feel like that's just such a shame. I'd love to
That we have no
love
passion
something
in
that
our lives.
much.
I remember seeing, I think Hugh Jackman when we were in New York was
Yes.
just walking down the street, and Lauren and I kind of
What?
on the opposite side of the road, and there was like all this kerfuffle, and there were obviously some paps or whatever.
What
did you
follow.
do?
Just kept walking. Honestly, I did.
I thought it was, and for the next 20 hours we followed him.
Pav, you did get to meet Roger when he was here. Were you a little
speaking
fangirly
of
with
Lauren,
Roger?
No, Lauren was certainly fangirly. No, a little bit with some of those global
Superstars, yeah.
sporting superstars and some of the stars that you've probably met from time to time. But I mean, when we saw Hugh walking the other way, first name basis, I remember thinking, like, there was just so many people around him. The last thing he wants is some bloke he doesn't know from
Yeah.
Perth to come up and say, "Oh, g'day, mate."
But I
how you
mean, he
going?"
lived
It's
here.
like,
Maybe he's a
Matthew
massive Dockers fan.
Pavlich.
Oh, yeah, of
He would
course,
know
yeah.
who Matthew Pavlich.
Absolutely.
You know who Lauren is.
Yeah. He's seen Lauren with
Are we
Roger
going, wait, there
Federer.
is that country road jumper? That must be Matthew Pavlich.
Are you getting paid?
we should pay. Hey, we should pay him at the end of this.
Industry and country, listen in.
Yeah, hey, give us
Pav, because quickly we're going to
The Ashes.
Yes.
Oh, we haven't spoken about footy. So the women last night retained the urn.
Yeah.
Just quickly, brilliant work from them. Nail-biting finish there, but congratulations to them. And then, of course, Old Trafford, Manchester, it starts the fourth test on 9 on Wednesday. Looking forward to that. Can you believe? I know the 2005 Ashes series was incredible. Everyone talks about that, but
This is way better.
I think so. Yeah, no 3 tests in a row where it's been really tight, really close down
And a
to
bit
the
of
last
heat,
day.
bit of passion.
Oh yeah,
We can't get Nathan to watch it ever, but
No.
I have been telling him it's been the best we've seen.
No, I just started Jack Ryan, actually, so I'm busy. Yeah.
My brother loves Jack Ryan. I've got to get
It's a
into
really
it.
good show. Hi, Jack.
I'm getting
as well.
into Succession very late.
Oh, wow,
in the
you are
story,
late in
so
the-
but
yeah.
let's talk about that another
That's
time.
really good, isn't
I like
it?
it.
Yeah.
Really like
Do you want to know who wins at the end?
No.
Do you want to talk about
Can I
football
have
at
a
all?
guess, though? Oh, yeah,
Yeah, go,
sure.
guess,
Both
guess,
our teams.
guess.
No, we'll come back to that
Okay.
another time. Both our teams lost.
Yeah. In
What do
conclusion.
you want me to?
the end.
Do you want some insight? Or,
They're both doing really well. Finals.
the only
Neither of them will be troubled by September.
I don't think. Well, you know what? Somehow, and I can't see it happening. Let me be on the record for that. But
Well, you're not going to say it's mathematically possible.
it is. It is for Fremantle. I mean,
Oh,
that's
okay,
how,
Rain Man.
From fifth. Hang on a second. You were saying Novak Djokovic is done 2 minutes ago.
I know, but who knows sport?
piped
You're
out.
just
You
guessing.
piped out.
Mine's educated.
5th to 15th. I think there's. Let me guess. Let me be accurate. I think there's 1.5, maybe 2 wins plus percentage, depending
Yeah.
on. So look, it's still possible. There's six rounds to go.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if Freo can somehow
Yeah.
work it out,
No.
Well,
glass half full.
What do I say all the
saying
time?
no.
They're colonising Mars. Monkeys have robotic arms. Anything is possible.
Novak Djokovic is done. That's what you're also
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
It's called it.
Well,
It's called it.
And you just jumped on the bandwagon there.
Good on you,
not.
Fab.
Thank you, Pav. We love your work. Happy birthday, Laura.
Shaun Sport is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.